You can see a person right here. While this demonstration was going on, we only ever had people sit here. You weren't allowed to stand.
A lot of people said seeing someone walking on the second floor. So when you're inside, like up there, there is no second floor.
That's cool, it still works. Yeah.
And you can see how these windows are all blocked out.
Yeah.
The second one in, I saw a dude standing there after I closed the whole building down, locked it all down the whole bit. And it wasn't like one of those ones where you like see somebody and then they're gone. It was like, I was staring at them for like a solid 30 seconds. I was like,
Oh wow.
shit. My first thought in my mind is, I didn't lock the building. Like legitimately, that's the first thing in my mind. I didn't lock the building. Right? But I could draw that dude. It was crazy.
Wow.
That
And
is
then,
amazing.
I remember my truck, I just got a brand new truck, I couldn't get it to start. And that's when I looked up, because I was like, why isn't this thing working? I was looking to see my lights were on, like, and that's when I saw them. And then after that, I'm like, oh, this is weird, like, why isn't this thing starting? And then, bam, as soon as I hit the key, it fired right up. Didn't even roll over, just fired instantly.
Wow.
And then, then I drove around, and I thought to myself, I'm like, you know what, I'll disarm the building and let the police deal with it. Because I'm starting to think, like, maybe someone broke in. I'm like,
Yeah,
sure,
yeah.
I locked the building, like. So I like arm it and I'm like waiting and like I'm waiting and I'm waiting. I'm like, all right, anytime now he'll hit one of the sensors. There's a billion of them in this building. I'm like, you can't walk anywhere. I'm like, he'll get it. And I waited for not even a minute. I'm like, I was gone though. I was also here for the paranormal thing when they did the videotape. They stayed here overnight and they put cameras around. I don't know if they let anybody do that anymore, but back then they did. And they put video cameras all over. There was 3 of us in total in the building, and I had to stay with them the whole time. We set up shop in the theater. So I know those folks never left the theater with me at any point, not even to use the washroom. And we watched on the video camera, and we watched down, that's why I said the DC room, because I've had tons of stuff happen at the DC room. I've had people walk through in like middle of summer where it's like 30 degrees, I think goosebumps right by the DC room.
Wow.
And there's a wooden box on the floor with glass insulators. I watched on the video that box go out of screen and then like move slowly back into screen with them there. Like there's no way that somebody was like behind there like pulling a string or anything to make that happen. I watched it with my own eyeballs, so
Wow.
that's my own story. I can attest
That's
to.
the
Yeah, no, that's cool.
Edison ball. Alright.
Hey, so you're with Phil and try to work the generator.
Hey Phil! Let's do this! Hey!
Coming.
Travis, come on board and start highlighting the simple recommendations. See if you can create more problem. And the person's really nice.
And I got power.
I got power too, beach. Oh, man.
But yeah, a man did die in this unit. There was also a man called George Legault, died in unit number 5, 1984.
Wow.
So, and this was where a friend of mine actually had the goosebumps. This was right here. When she was walking past here, middle of summer, like it was so hot out, it was
Yeah,
crazy.
when we first came down, I got a chill.
Yeah.
We were here taking photos. It wasn't the outside built on a chill that's normal.
This salt is ruining my shoes.
There's another room, another whole hallway that goes underneath this building.
Oh, wow.
From one end to the other.
Yeah.
That's creepy, guys.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Crazy.
And I've had people, we had a day here where it was completely empty, like nobody came through, not a person. And I was upstairs working at the front counter, and I would know, like I would ring anybody that came through, so I know there was nobody here. And the other tour guide that was with me was doing closing. So at the end of the day, we go around and close everything all down. She's like, I'm like, how'd the closing go? And she's like, oh, I'm just about done. We just gotta wait for that person downstairs. I'm like, there's nobody here. She's like, yeah, the lady in the dress down in Hisfield. I'm like, there's nobody here. Like, I'm telling you, I'm looking at the there's nobody here. She's like, yeah, no, the lady, I seen her. I said that we were closing in 5 minutes, and she nodded.
Wow.
I said, no.
You saw nothing.
And that was in this hall here. But I had one time where I had like an uneasy feeling. And now I was doing cash. I'd done an ESL group at nighttime. So that was a group that they couldn't come during the day for whatever reason. So they ordered a special ticket and they got me in. So I was doing cash. And I actually had to call my wife. I'm like losing my mind. She was like, what's that noise? She could hear the women's bathroom door like violently slamming shut. And it did that. I was on the phone for close to 25 minutes. I'm like, you're not leaving on the phone because when I'm gone and dead and you guys can't find me, this is what happened. Like, I never did look in the bathroom because there's no way. It was still banging when I left. Like, it's not like a little breeze, like you hear a little bang. Like, no, this was like somebody was in there, like someone got ripped off and they were like, they were just slamming it. It was crazy.
That's crazy.
My heart was still racing when I ripped across the Ruskin Dam on the floor. I'm like, that lake's connected to that building.
You're like, what were you playing with? I want it.
Yo. It's like for me.
Higher!
Jesus, I tightened it. Oh, I think I washed my hair. Woo, more things. Never be like, whoa. It's like a dishwasher. I'm generating power.
Whoa! All right, you guys, that was it for Stave Lake. We got a lot of stories for you. We got a lot of stories. We're gonna, put this video compilation together. And yeah, absolutely wonderful. We highly recommend it. Is there anything you guys would like to add for the video?
Stay spooky, stay safe.
Yeah.
Unknown paranormal.